This week, oh dear, zombies! And Keith tries to get over the death of opportunity by hacking some sex robots. Thankfully, he has plenty of North Korean meth to help him figure out how to do that. All that and more on this week's episode of...
No! I wasn't ready! Robot lady, sound the alarm!
Warning. The following podcast is another wasted hour. Warning. The following podcast is another wasted hour.
Don't waste my motherfucking time!
You know what? I wasn't ready for this. Today they announced
You weren't ready for what?
Well, so Opportunity, the Mars rover, they announced that he's gone. I don't know if it's a he. It might be a she. She's gone.
Oh, I saw your post about Opportunity dying. I was like, Keith, our opportunities dried up a long time ago. That's why we do podcasting. Why are you so upset?
That's very true. That's a valid assessment. But I'm strangely emotional about this, and so I don't know. We'll talk more about it. But just like Adam said, all of our opportunities have been long gone. Instead, the next hour is going to be replaced with two ignorant, uninformed, ill-advised, self-deprecating morons ranting about opinions they have no right to have, which are probably wrong and absolutely do not matter to Opportunity. Our goal here at Another Wasted Hour is to convince you that where we hail from, just outside Washington, D.C., is not just a city of politics and scandals, but one brimming with art, music, and culture, as impossible as that may seem. So, listeners, now that you know why you're here, everybody put your hands together in a very monotonous tone for Tristan Welsh.
Hi.
Hello.
Thank you.
We have to do it repeatedly. We were talking about this. So,
Clap.
Yes.
Clap.
So, Tristan, I thought this was fantastic. So, we have a lot of different types of music that come through here. We've had hip hop, we've had country, we've had rock. You sent us your music, and I thought it was really, really different. And Adam was like, I don't even know what you're talking about, but I made a couple of references, and I was really excited because right before the show, right before we went live, before we started recording, I said, hey, here are two artists that I kind of feel like your music is similar to. And your face lit up and you were like, all right, cool, I'll take that. Which means
totally.
you know who they were. And you weren't like, oh, fuck you.
No.
So the first is Philip Glass.
Love Philip.
So Philip Glass is more of a classical artist, but modern classical.
Yeah.
And he's really known for, now to a kind of common ear, people would say it's just very repetitive, but really what it is the idea is that he takes a theme and then he slowly mutates that theme, right? So you see just little different changes in it as it goes over and over and over again. And then by the end, it's like a totally different theme, but it didn't get there in a way that you like kind of noticed, right?
Right,
Like,
totally.
every little mutation was small enough. They were like, oh, that's interesting, but that's not really like a change.
Right.
But then by the end, you're like, if you listen to the first and the last, they're nothing
You're like, what
alike.
the hell is it?
How did we get to there?
Yeah.
And then the other was Brian Eno, who's really well known for like U2 albums and things like that. But in his personal
Which are
work,
great.
yeah, which are awesome. And
Yeah.
he's a world class producer and has
Right.
done dozens of just like timeless albums. I can't even name them all, but like Joshua Tree, I think was one of them. And but there were other artists too that he
He's done.
Bowie, did he do something?
Yeah, he collaborated with him.
Yeah. Just amazing stuff he's done as a producer. And then he did some of his own stuff as well. And one of the things that he's probably not as well known for, but really was very groundbreaking, was an album called Music for Airports.
Called the first ambient record.
Yeah. And it was this idea that he literally wanted to make music that would be played in airports so that people, it would fill the space and not make it feel so empty and stuff. And it would be calming, but it also wouldn't be distracting because it should have created the ambiance, right? It should have created the atmosphere.
They
of
asked
the
him,
place.
how should we listen to this? And he said, in the background.
Yeah.
Like, you kind of don't.
Right. You just let it kind of happen around you.
Yeah.
And so I think first, I would highly recommend, we're going to do a snippet of your song Monday,
Right.
a little later in the show, but I don't think it's going to do it justice because it's going to be, we're going to get one snippet of it. It's going to be a little repetitive and a little quiet and not have a lot of energy. And you're going to miss all of the stuff that happens through the track.
Right.
So I would highly recommend, usually I tell people, like, if you can't wait, go to the 1 hour mark of this show and listen to the entire track. but I would highly recommend people go do that now and just like let your preconceptions go for a little bit. Just hang out and just listen to things as they kind of move through. It's going to be a different experience than most everything else that you've listened to on this show. But if you open your mind up to it, I think it might be a little eye-opening.
That's awesome. I appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. So and you nodded your head. You were like, yeah. So it's something that has kind of repetitive themes that mutate over time. And that's, like you said, kind of played in the background. It's something that like exists around you rather than trying to grab your attention.
Although I will say I went and saw Philip Glass at the Kennedy Center.
Yeah.
And it is very minimalist. Like it was the same thing over and over, but it was like one of the loudest experiences of my life.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. He just turned everything to 11.
Yeah. He had this full orchestra and they were all just like, boom, 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 boom. And you're like, oh my God. It was like that for an hour. It was great.
You're like, where's the jackhammer? Is there a jackhammerist in here?
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. Which would be the opposite of what is it? John Cage?
Yeah.
422.
Cage.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. 420. Yeah.
Is that what 422? Am I right?
Yeah.
Somebody look it up and make it look like I'm cultured.
Google machine.
That's one of my favorites, though.
I work at Peabody. Even I don't know most of this stuff.
Oh, so
we're leaving Adam out.
Yeah. So this one's brilliant, right? Because it was it's a piano piece.
Yep.
And the guy comes out and there's 3 movements to it, right? And he opens up the piano and he just sits there.
Yep, I know about that one.
Yeah, and then the movement ends, and then he like closes the piano and he bows, and then he opens the piano and then he sits there. And the idea is that the music is what happens in the audience,
Right.
Because you can never go to a performance of this and have it be completely quiet. There's always someone coughing or mumbling or like something's happening because we don't know how to deal with the silence.
Mm-hmm.
It's just uncomfortable. So there's always shifting and feet moving and stuff. And that's like the performance.
Yeah,
and that's really interesting. I mean, it does feel like one of those like new age, like the postmodern, like we're making bullshit art kind of things.
Right.
But when you're the first person who's done it, it's kind of a neat concept. Which we thought about doing a cover for it in our band. Like at a bar, because we thought, man, that would be the greatest, like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like you're at a bar drinking and for 4 minutes and 22 seconds, we just stare at you.
Do it at open mic.
Yeah.
Great.
But we do a full band, like everybody gets their guitars.
Everyone brings all their stuff.
Yeah, and they're like, ready? 1, 2, 3. And then it's just, people are like, what is happening? Because I don't think they can deal with it.
No.
But so think of that, because you're suddenly, there's nothing around you. You suddenly feel lonely, right? Because even though you're in a bar, you're like, there's a thing that's supposed to be happening. And that brings me back to Mars Rovers.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So, well, let me say, first of all, so your new album, which has Monday on it, is coming out this Friday, February 22nd.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when this comes out.
Well, yeah.
And that's going to be online. Where can people go to find it online?
On the Versus Records Bandcamp. Which
Okay.
I think versusrecordsbandcamp.com.
Okay. And then they can come see you play this live,
Yes.
right? And that's going to be Saturday, February 23rd at Mobius Records in Fairfax, Virginia.
Yes, correct.
And if I'm not mistaken, during your set, you'll be doing a cover of 422
Yes.
John Cage.
I'm going to have to now.
We're making history, people.
I'm still trying to remember the name of the piece of the guy that was inspired by John Cage, where the entire piece was a guy walks out on stage, builds the audio PA, and then bows and says goodnight.
Oh, that's amazing. I love it.
You could do that. That's right up your alley.
I could do that, yeah.
So what we were talking about before is there's a Mars rover named Opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
He had a twin brother, right? There was, what was the Freedom and Opportunity? I think it was Freedom. Freedom has been gone for a while. That one actually went longer than it was supposed to as well.
Okay.
It was supposed to be only, both of them were 90 days. The other one went like 900 days or something. This little bugger went for 15 years. And now it's not, it's silent. It hit a dust storm came. They think it covered up the solar panels. And so it can't power back up and it can't stop, speak back to home.
Solar panels, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
I
On
guess,
Mars.
Yeah, sun on Mars.
Yeah. There's still a sun over there.
Yeah, I guess
That's the
it's space,
solar
right?
system.
Oh, yeah.
It's smaller. It's smaller there. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But
I guess
yeah,
it's hot there, right?
it's super weird because I know for a fact that this is just like it's like a metal, super fancy remote control car, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, I'm really upset by this. And I think it's because like, I think opportunity kind of represents all of us in a way, because here's this little guy, like, you know, we know that it's just a hunk of metal, right? But it was designed to, but it ended up like taking on all of these traits that we think of ourselves as, you know, like it persevered and it was plucky, you know, and it never said die kind of things, right? and so it was this great thing where like it ended up being the way we wanted to be. Like we want to be like only made for 90 days, but make it 15 years. Like you know, we wanted like go above and beyond and like do all these things that people don't expect from us. And just one day at a time, because it didn't do it because it was like special. It didn't do it because it was designed to do it. It just, each day it just lasted a day longer. Mm-hmm. And there's something so compelling about that you're like, that's my spirit animal, right? Like my spirit animal is a machine. And so now it's gone. Machine. Yeah. I feel
that's pretty cool though.
I feel like we should do a rescue mission. Is that a waste of money? Because I feel really strongly about this.
If we change the name of the robot to Matt Damon, it'll be a fully funded mission.
What could have happened is it's not responding back to us because it has built a civilization on Mars and is planning an attack. Right?
So what you're saying is Opportunity turned into Iron Sky 3.
Yes. It took an opportunity. So yeah, rest in peace to Opportunity. Do you have any thoughts about it, Tristan?
You know, the one thing I think you're talking about how you feel it's your spirit animal. I'd always see the pictures of Mars.
Yeah.
That, you know, these things will send back. Mm-hmm. It's just the most lonely place.
It really is. It just looks like a place you run out of gas.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And there's no gas station.
Yeah.
Ever.
It's the place. Yeah, it's terrible, it seems like. And that little guy's just rolling around being like, hey, look, I found this rock, everyone. No one? Okay. I'll go over here then.
Right.
Like,
to me, it does actually look like a place in Colorado when I drove through there one time and we were just going along and all of a sudden we saw a little subway with a gas station and a sign that said no service next, I think it was 73 miles.
Oof. Wow.
And those 73 miles look exactly like you're talking about, just nothing but emptiness and rocky landscape. It was really cool, actually.
Yeah.
It's cool until you don't have gas.
Until you don't have gas.
Yes.
So yeah, I just wanted to give that homage to Opportunity. It did. Yes. I'm so proud of it.
Rest in peace, Opportunity.
It did such a great job. I mean, you can't ask any more of that, right? A 90-day mission. It goes 15 years. Nicely done. Nicely done. So before we head on once again, speaking of opportunities, people would have an opportunity to see you play live Saturday, February 22nd at Mobius Records. 23rd. Saturday, February 23rd at Mobius Records in Fairfax, Virginia.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you'll be doing all the tracks from 40 Hours, your new album?
Yep, I'll do. Yeah, I'm going to play it all the way.
Excellent. All right.
Yeah, why not?
Will it take 40 hours?
No.
No. Okay,
No.
good. Excellent.
There's a song called Overtime on that, actually, so it might go over 40 hours.
It should, yeah.
You know.
It does seem like you're cheating at that point. If
Right.
You're getting overtime for just 40 hours. All right. Well, then, you know what? We will move on at this point. Since we've already discussed what it would be like being on Mars. We've discussed your future as a musician. And what we can now do is put you in a brand new role as the editor-in-chief of a brand new publication. You're going to get to decide. We're going to be your reporters. We're going to give you some news articles we found from around the web. You're going to decide whether or not they're good enough to be in your publication.
Okay.
Whether or not they're news.
Editor-in-chief.
Yes. So this is called the Weather Report. All right, Adam, get us started off.
All right. Well, good news to everyone else who in 2012 was buying up rifles and survival gear, because now in 24 states, zombie deer disease could spread to humans.
What the actual fuck?
Zombie deer disease. Is that it?
So it's actually
Is
that is an article.
Is this like
so
World
in reality
War
it's a
V?
disease? Yeah, something like that. World War Venison.
Yeah. The most delicious of all the world wars.
So the name of the disease is actually a chronic wasting disease.
Ooh.
I'm trying to find it, but basically it was a disease in deer that leads to them losing muscle mass, becoming kind of haggard. They lose their balance. They become very aggressive, basically like a zombie. And they're saying that while it has, right now there's no chance of infection, the disease is spreading amongst Minnesota and kind of the upper Midwest.
Yes.
And the biggest fear is that if hunters, this is an area where hunting is very big. Hunters kill these deer, don't get them tested, eat it. The more it enters our food chain, the more chance it has to spread to humans.
So have they figured out what's actually like bringing on this disease?
It doesn't say in here. It just says something that the CDC has been looking at for a number of years now.
I'll let you know right now.
It's now reaching some kind of critical point.
Yeah, I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. I don't know a lot about diseases and stuff, but I'm like 99% sure this is meth. I think the deers are getting into meth is what's happening.
The deer meth lab.
Yeah.
It sounds more like bath salts than meth.
Right.
Oh,
well, yeah. Somewhat.
Yeah. PCP, bath salts, and meth.
They're doing all of it. These deer are hardcore. Next, they're going to be making punk music. All right. So, is it news?
Yeah, I'm going. Yeah, that's news.
Yeah, that's news.
Yeah.
All right. You got one down.
Hooray!
Yeah.
With meth zombie
I mean,
deers.
it's deer cow disease
Yeah.
or whatever.
Deer cow disease.
Mad cow.
Mad deer.
Yeah, mad deer. There you go.
Dear cow, I'm leaving you. Oh no, another dear cow letter. All right. I'm a little disappointed in my co-host Adam. I have to be honest.
Okay.
Because
What else is new?
This is a story that Adam should be reporting on, and then I didn't see it on his list, so I had to put it on my list. And I have to be honest with you, I feel like I'm a little classier than he is. Hacked sex robot could murder people, security expert warns.
Oof.
Yes. So researchers have already...
Oh no, someone's discovered my kink.
Yeah, right. Researchers have already discovered security flaws in Bluetooth-enabled sex toys, which hackers could control from remote locations. They warn that if a sex robot has a wireless link, that a hacker could take control of it, and then at that point, damage could be done to the owner, including death. One such example of one of these toys that has been hacked is a vulnerable butt plug, which was revealed earlier this year, which actually is not the first time that the words butt plug and vulnerable have been used together in a sentence. It's a fact. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out what exactly on a butt plug would be hacked.
It was a vibrating butt plug.
Vibrating butt plug.
Which means, and so it's remote, and that means that other people can buzz your butt plug. Or someone else's butt
And
plug.
that could kill you.
Well, I don't think that...
I mean, that seems
that
seems less like a hack and more like a feature.
Right.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, it could be. Depends what you're into. Yeah. No, you could go out with a sign that says, "Here's the IP address of my butt plug.
Right.
If anyone's interested."
Wonder what the Bluetooth
I can't
name
claim
for
to
that
know
thing
the
is.
scene well.
Yeah.
I can't claim to know the scene well, but I feel like most people that would have just a butt plug on any given day, just walking around,
Yeah.
would maybe kind of be into that if it just randomly just vibrated for you.
Especially if you're at a conference where people lick each other's faces.
Oh God, just like last week. Oh God.
If you don't know what we're talking about, listen to our last episode. It's way worth it.
That sounds like
We're just going to do callbacks to every episode before this episode so we get more listens.
yeah.
Oh geez.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good plan. All right, so the question is it news?
Did this robot know opportunity?
I mean, yeah, in a biblical sense.
This one's not news for me.
Oh, no. All right.
All right. Well, Keith, if you are actually correct that crystal meth is to blame for the zombie deer,
Yep.
I think I have our culprit.
Crystal
Because crystal meth is North Korea's trendiest lunar New Year's gift.
meth. What?
Wow.
So
I guess when you don't have
apparently,
food,
Yeah. So apparently it used to be that North Korea was actually a pretty huge exporter of crystal meth
Okay.
to mainly into China, and then also illegal like organized crime gangs like the Triads and the Yakuza and things like that.
Okay. Yeah.
They stopped doing that because the rest of the world was like, hey, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So they just kind of laid off all the guys that knew how to make it. So all those guys just set up little shops, and now they just like make craft crystal meth basically all over North Korea and give it out to people. And that's now like one of their booming industries.
That's so sad, because if you're in a shitty country, the last thing you want to do is have to stay awake. I'm just like,
To just sleep through it.
yeah, like
It'll go away.
I'm just saying, like if I have a tyrant who's, controlling my entire life and not giving me enough food, I'd like to take a nap. That's
Yeah.
the one thing I have control over, I feel like. All right.
So the one thing that kind of surprised me about this, though, is that it talks about how in the article about how they don't the government isn't like our government. They don't come right out and say this is bad for you, this is awful, so on and so forth. But it's kind of, they do have the kind of thing that, where's the quote? I'm looking for it here. For as long as drug use does not pose a challenge to the regime, but instead dulls the wills and minds of the North Korean people, the government tacitly allows it to go on. Which makes me wonder if they really know meth heads. Because meth heads do not get dull-witted and, what's the word? Like, they're not like potheads. They don't sit on a couch watching Adventure Time. They've got plans.
Right.
They've got a billion plans. They all confuse one another. They don't make any sense, but boy howdy do they have plans, and boy howdy are they paranoid about the government.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, it seems like they should be handing out pot so that everyone's just like, I'm going to hang out on my couch. But then the trick is that's going to make you hungry and they don't have food. So
I was about to say, you can't unleash pot in North Korea because the munchies plus the starvation situation cannot go well together.
That's considered torture. Yes. So is it news?
News to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Fair
It's
enough.
going in the print.
All right. Next up for your consideration in the what the hell category, Bill Cosby
the hell I'm out
calls
of beer.
What's that?
I said, what the hell? I just ran out of beer.
Oh, yeah. That's the news. Adam is out of beer.
Going to print.
I'm just going to go with that then. Bill Cosby calls himself a political prisoner and compares himself to Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr.
Oh, boy.
Yes, apparently in prison letters obtained by Page 6, which I assume is somebody who is like a reporter of some sort. The quote says, "My political beliefs, my actions of trying to humanize all races, genders, and religions landed me in this place surrounded by barbed wire fencing, a room made of steel and iron. I now have a temporary residence that represents the quarters of some of the greatest political prisoners: Martin Luther King Jr., Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, Randall Robinson, and Benjamin Chavez." He continued, "I stand upright as a political prisoner, and I smile." Now, someone's
See, I wish we
going
were a
to
video
have-
podcast so people could see my face right now.
Yeah. Someone's
We're all
going
just,
Yeah, we're gonna have to explain to him. Apparently, he's 81 years old. I didn't know this, but he's blind now. He's gone blind just from age.
right.
Okay. And he's
Whoa, I did not know that.
yeah, I that was in this article. I was a little thrown by that as well. He's also apparently gone full on stupid, because all of those people were in prisons because people didn't like what they thought, which was that they should be free or vote or have equal rights. He's in prison because we don't agree with the way he thinks, which is that he can rape people. Like, come on. This is not that hard.
Yeah. Very drastic.
See, is he gone insane, or is he just very like viral marketing his pitch for the new show of senile senior citizens say the darndest things?
That might be.
Yeah.
I just, I don't know. I mean, I guess he thinks that all the things that happened didn't happen, and then that everything was stacked against him because we hate the guy who sells pudding pops. I don't know who he thinks is coming after him, because literally when it first came out, we were all like, no, I don't want that. I don't want that at all. That sounds terrible. I like him.
What are you talking about? I love pudding pops from the beginning.
Yeah. But when all of the accusations came out, which were then proven,
those.
we were like, no, I don't want this. This is bad. This is really bad. And then like more people came out and were like, yeah, I probably did that. And we all felt shitty, right? Like,
Right, yeah. Like,
it was worse than when Opportunity died. Because you were thinking like, you're like, he was funny and I really liked him. And he was the dad from the show. And then you're like, wow, no, you should go to jail now. Now he's like, oh, I'm just here because of political reasons. Like, no, we all liked you.
Right.
We literally all liked you. You did this to yourself. So, all right. Is it news?
unfortunately, I can't publish that one.
You're saying that for political reasons. It's being stacked against me, and I don't appreciate it. All right, Adam, you do it.
All right, now we're off to the lightning round. We're just going to throw some headlines at you. If you have questions, we'll try our best to answer them, but we're going to keep this part much quicker. 50 polar bears searching for food invade Russian town, terrifying residents.
This would be way more impressive if it was Florida. I'm just saying.
It'd be much more unusual.
Yeah. I'd be like, whoa, what the hell?
Give it time, Keith. Give it time.
They were very hungry.
No.
No.
I like it, but no.
A surprise upset.
I thought I was going to completely shut out Keith.
I know. Thank goodness. Well, you still might shut me out. Shutting out is when I don't score, not when you don't score every time. All right. This is from the file in my file. It's the folder called "You've Had One Job to Do."
Okay.
The former Apple lawyer who was supposed to keep employees from insider trading has been charged with insider trading.
Nah.
Yeah. Awesome. Nice job, Phil. My guess is that his theory was like, if I do all the trading, there won't be any left for them. So I'm taking it for them.
It's not insider if it was never inside.
I think he knew. I have a feeling he knew. So is it news?
Yeah, I'd publish that one.
Yeah, all right. I got one. Oh, I'm not shut out, everybody. Woo!
Thank God you don't have to do the naked lap around the studio now.
Right. A guy who was supposed to have news articles gets one news article. That's the same as the last one, basically.
Company sells pre-infected tissues, claims you can, quote, get sick on your terms.
That's amazing. Yes, I'm printing that one.
I mean, we can already do that. It's called anti-vaccination.
Yeah. Call in sick your whole life.
Yeah. I have polio. It happens. No, it doesn't happen. We pretty much got rid of it, you asshole. All right. Last but not least, this one here comes from a file in my file system. This folder is called I Found Out Why Adam Left Virginia.
Oh.
Yeah. Virginia man arrested for projecting porn on garage door. Yeah. I think he saw this
Thomas?
coming and he was like, I'm going to have to get out of that state because A, I like garages, and B, fucking love porn.
Yeah. Yeah.
And projectors.
People love crime reports. I'd publish it.
Yeah. No, I think it's brilliant. I'm just wondering if like he was serving popcorn, if he had like seats or anything.
Was it a theater?
Yeah, like right, because it could have been like an art house at that point. I don't know.
Right.
Like, it could have been a performance art of some
people
sort.
bringing lawn chairs.
Yeah,
to
it's like the
hang out.
inflatable ones, they have in like on the mall.
Did he have robots?
Oh, God.
Can we hack those projectors?
Do I have time for a... Do I have time for like a real quick story related to that?
Yeah, go for it.
So one of the guys I worked with, another live sound, talking about how he used to work on Royal Caribbean, and his job was to do all the sound for all the bands and acts that would come in late at night.
Uh-huh.
And apparently the guy that was supposed to do all the videos on this one cruise was just known for not doing his job and instead just getting high up in the tech booth.
Okay.
So he finishes with the band. They switch over to a stand-up comedian for the late night crowd. Mm-hmm. And as he comes out on stage, all the video screens around the stage switch to porn. but the comedian on stage is behind all the screens, so he has no idea why people are uncomfortably laughing when they're not supposed to be laughing, and it's because the video guy's smoking pot and watching porn up in the tech booth and doesn't realize his laptop is plugged into the projectors.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's not even like, that's one of those stories that people go back and find out isn't true, right? Like that sounds like such an urban legend, but you are saying this actually occurred.
There's a guy who worked with me, told me this story, and I thought the same thing until he showed me the cell phone camera video he took of it.
Proof.
This is why drugs are bad, right? Because if you take drugs, you forget that your laptop is plugged into the projectors while you're watching porn. Super important, kids. Remember this growing up.
If you're sober, you can watch porn and not get
in trouble for it.
Right.
Yeah. Like in a library. What is that?
Whoops.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sure. I'm the only one that went to church and watched porn. They're like, yes, my son. What do you have to confess? Oh, no, I'm good. I needed a dark room.
Oh, God.
All right. So,
forgive
Adam,
me, Father, for I am sinning right now.
Right now. Son, I'm going to need you to stop sinning before we can do the confession. No, just do it. I'm all right. I can multitask. Like, no, you can't. That's not how this works. No, this is going to happen again when I leave anyway. So let's just get these out. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. It's been 2 weeks since my last confession. All right, what do you say? Masturbation. Okay, how many times did you masturbate? I masturbated 27 times. Okay, do 4 Hail Marys 28 times. What? 29. God damn it, kid. Jesus. I'm sorry about that. All right. So Adam wins again. That's what he does. It's fine. I don't even care anymore. Whatever.
I could physically see your disappointment.
Yeah, whatever. It's my show. I don't even care. It doesn't even matter. It's just everybody can win but me. 3-2. So I came back. I did come back. Just for the record.
Yeah.
I made a really strong comeback. 9. We have Tristan Welch. Am I saying that? Tristan
Welch. Like the grape juice.
Like the grape juice.
Yep.
I want to say it that way, and then I think, it's got to be something else. And my brain's like, no, that's exactly right. Tristan Welch. And you have a brand new album coming out. We kind of talked about this before, called 40 Hours.
Yes.
What was it? Sounds like a concept album. I hate to break the news to everyone. I have a feeling, since the track we have is called Monday,
Yeah.
there's a concept here.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about your new album.
It's instrumental, so the concept is loose, but each track is Monday through Friday, and then the last track's overtime. But I basically I guess kind of like music for airports, this is music for your work week.
So do you think somebody should take Monday, just put it on repeat for Monday?
Yes, absolutely.
And then you
over
just
and
work
over again.
all Monday to
over
Monday?
and over. But I had this and it might work, it might not really, but when I was arranging the things, I would think, all right, how do I feel on a Monday?
Yeah, okay.
And kind of try to gauge that. And like Wednesday, the track's like really like just down because it's Wednesday. Like that's the worst day, right?
Right.
Like Friday is like kind of like a party.
That was the day that opportunity died.
Yeah.
The day opportunity died. We need a new song.
Somehow you made that song even worse.
Yeah, no, that's my job. Make things worse. That's a superpower. So what did you bring to Monday? When you went and did the track Monday, what were you shooting for?
I felt that, so like when you start Monday,
Yeah,
you're usually you're really not trying to wake up.
that's true.
So it's slow, but then it picks up speed because you kind of wake up throughout the day.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And that's pretty much, that's it. That's all. But so it has a crescendo, but that doesn't really explode,
Right.
because
You made it through the day. That was
Yeah.
your crescendo.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
not like, I want to race. It's like,
No.
I'm not dead.
we fortunately or unfortunately made
Yeah.
it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Do I mentioned a couple people that I felt like there were some influences. Did you have other artists that kind of influenced this album as well? Like, what did you?
Yeah.
What spoke to you?
I guess like I'll throw it. Like Godspeed You Black Emperor is one of my favorite
Okay.
bands ever. But they're like a full band thing, but it's similar in style.
Yeah.
We'll pick themes of like labor and stuff like that and roll with it. And yeah, so I took influence from that.
Nice. Well, let's take a listen. We've got a little snippet of your song Monday. This is going to be on the new album 40 Hours, which is being released Friday, February 22nd. This is one of the tracks, along with everything else on the album, that you'll be playing Saturday, February 23rd at Mobius Records in Fairfax, Virginia.
Yes.
Do you have any prior art? Like, are you going to be doing songs from prior albums as well? Or
no, I'll probably actually throw something that will be on a future release.
Oh, look at that. Doing world premieres live, people. Don't miss that.
On the record, a saxophone player is on 2 songs.
What?
And my friend Ron Oshima.
Okay.
And he's been around for a very long time. But my previous release, that was a full collaboration between me and him.
Oh, okay, cool.
But on this record, he's just a part-time employee.
Yeah.
I'm the full-time guy.
Nice. Relying
he'll
on
be
yourself.
There. Yeah.
No, that's great. If you want to listen to the entire track, which I highly recommend, because in this little snippet, you probably won't get the whole effect of everything. Fast forward to the 1 hour mark of the show and then swing back here and join us. This is a track called Monday from Tristan Welch. That little moment there is like one of my favorite things about this particular track. Again, go listen to the whole thing because you'll get the whole thing.
Is it so calm now?
Well, yeah, I know. Hey, everybody. So welcome back from that song. Hope you're enjoying the podcast. You have that like second note that seems off, right? And you realize that the first time you think like, man, this guy sucks at playing guitar, right? Because it's like you have this very steady metronome of a tone happening, and then at one point you have the counter measure coming, or the counter harmony, whatever it is, coming in, and then you hear this one note that is not even like syncopated, really. Like it's not really like, it doesn't feel like, oh, this is a counter argument to that rhythm. It just feels like you missed it,
Right.
and you're like, oh, that guy, he missed that total. Oh, he did it again. And then you start to realize like, oh, this is a purposeful thing.
Right.
Did that speak to Mondays? Was that something that you did on purpose to speak to like what a Monday is? Or was that just an artistic thing that kind of happened?
No,
in the
actually,
moment?
honestly, it's just because I wanted it to be heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wanted something to stick out a little bit more.
Yeah. And
Okay.
then as it continues, you'll hear like all the other layers kind of are off as well, which fills up that silent space.
Right. Yeah.
So, so that was, but I prefer your reasoning behind it.
Yeah.
Of representing how Monday is.
You
I think I'm using that.
So Tristan, look, I'm not a manager or anything, but we need to talk for a second. So when someone tells you, it says, "Hey, that thing you did in your music,
Right, you
is
just
that
agree.
an artistic decision?" You say yes, and then you just bullshit from that point forward. You go like, yeah, Mondays feel like you're just always a little off because you still have the weekend and things.
You fed it right to me.
Yeah, you're kind of shaking it off, and so that's really like everything feels. You're kind of robotic when you start off, and you have to go to like a schedule,
Right.
and then you start to realize that things are a little off, and you just try to make the best of that. And then everyone goes, "Wow, fucking, you're amazing, Tristan Welch."
Yeah.
Yeah, just trust me on this. You're not writing any of this down. I feel like you're going to forget all of this. So, do we have pen and paper for Tristan? You didn't know you'd be learning lessons today, did you?
No. For now, any
still-
other time, I'm just gonna have you do it for me.
No, I'm Tristan Welch. You don't look anything like the cover art. Yeah, well, I just made just kind of an overhaul. Felt like I needed to have a little bit of an older look, or a little bit more of a
Really let
pedophile
myself
look.
go.
Yeah. Right. I went to the barber and was like, "Is there any way you could make me look like I'm on the internet?" and then this is what they did.
And then I asked me maybe look on the internet. Instead, I looked like I was on some Virginian's garage.
Right. But not a popular one. So anyhow, great. So the new album, 40 Hours. Go to the 1 hour mark to listen to that entire track. Let it wash over you. The whole album's being released Friday, February 22nd. Where is that again?
On the Versus Records Bandcamp. Versus like spelled out all the way.
Okay.
Like Versus.
Not just VS.
Correct.
Gotcha. And then Saturday, February 23rd at Mobius Records in Fairfax, Virginia. If you want to follow Tristan and more of the releases he's doing and shows that are coming up, I kind of forgot to mention this before, go up to facebook.com/Tristan Welsh VA. We're in Virginia, so that makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
It's going to be weird when you move, though. Like if you go to Maryland with Adam, you have to try and change your whole group
I don't
name.
recommend it.
Yeah.
Nah, I think I'm stuck here.
There's porn on all of the garages.
It's not even newsworthy. It's just everywhere.
All right. So without further ado, let's move on to what we like to call, please God, just get one right. This is our little...
Speaking of repetitive themes that slowly morph.
yes. This is our little game show that we've invented. Our previous guest, Daniel Hill, he's with Alchemical Records. They're a new music news and entertainment platform up on alchemicalrecords.com. They launched in September 2018. They're doing a new launch in May, I think they said. He was here last week. He had to deal with rocks that are indigenous to the state of Virginia. Yep. He actually got 2 right. I was really impressed by him. Yeah.
That's incredible.
I would argue that we spoon-fed one of them to him. So he picked one for you. How do you feel? How do you feel right now? Are you
Terrified.
You're terrified? Are you ready for your category?
Absolutely not.
No, absolutely not. I'm gonna give it to you anyway.
All right.
Just like Bill Cosby. What, too soon? Is that too soon? Is that that's the line?
It's been a couple years now.
He's a political prisoner, for God's sakes, people.
I was say we usually try to stay away from the political jokes on this show, but then I realized that's totally not true. So
That's true. Your category is Kool-Aid flavors.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you still terrified?
I'm baffled.
You're baffled.
Yeah.
So apparently Daniel Hill had his mom won a contest when he was a kid to get a free lifetime supply of Kool-Aid.
Oh my goodness.
So this rang very close to home for him. So he asked us to do this. You have 6 questions. Your job is to get 1 right. That may not happen. And that's okay. Adam, start us off.
all right, Kool-Aid's quote original 6 flavors included some usual suspects like cherry, grape, and orange.
Yep.
Can you name the other 3 original flavors?
Fruit punch.
That would have been, that's a very good guess. That would be one I go with. I'm going with fruit punch as well. You need 2 others.
Oh boy. Now it's downhill from there. Tangerine.
They'd have orange and
Interesting
tangerine.
choice.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's probably not going to work. But
Fruit punch, tangerine. You have a third one?
oh, I need a third one, don't I? Strawberry.
Hey, you got 1.
You went one for 3. No, the other 3 original flavors were lemon lime, raspberry, and strawberry.
I feel like I would have gotten lemon lime.
I thought about it.
Yeah, that was one of the ones. But I would have probably gone lemon lime, fruit punch, and then I would have just sat there and said for 10 minutes.
I almost did that.
Yeah, because I wouldn't have known. All right, you didn't get that one. Here's the next one. Which orange flavored Kool-Aid featured Fred Flintstone on the package?
The orange flavored one?
That's very close. Yes. No, it was a limited edition orange flavored Kool-Aid.
The Flintstones one.
It was a Flintstones one. What was the name of the flavor?
The name. There was actual. Oh, I got you.
The name of the flavor.
I got you. Flintstones.
Flintstone vitamin Kool-Aid.
I don't know. Rocky something.
Oh, so close. Bedrock orange.
Ah, damn.
Yeah, because they're from the town of Bedrock. Bedrock, yep.
I was close.
All right. Kool-Aid. This is where I ran out of actual questions and had to take things a little different turn. Kool-Aid cocktails exist because, of course, they do. The first one I found that made me laugh consists of vodka, tequila, Kool-Aid, apple juice, cranberry juice, food coloring, lime, and food coloring. Can you name this cocktail?
That's all food coloring.
No, I cannot name that. I can't even try. Food coloring.
The food coloring cocktail.
No, the name is The Virgin Whore.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I don't even understand. Kool-Aid already has food. It's basically food coloring and sugar.
You can dye your hair with it.
Right. Yeah. It's food coloring, sugar, and something that makes your brain believe that red has flavor. Like, that's all it is. It's not even cherry.
Synesthesia-inducing drugs.
Yeah. It's not even cherry. Like, if you were to drink Kool-Aid, cherry Kool-Aid, and then eat a cherry, they're nothing alike.
No.
They're not even close.
No.
It's like you eat a grape and then you drink purple. Like, that's all it is. It's red and it's purple and it's
I do
green.
love the flavor blue, though.
Yeah, everyone loves blue because when it's occurring naturally, it's so good. All right. What was the name of the limited edition series of Kool-Aid that included Blue Moon Berry and Solar Strawberry Starfruit? This is there was a series of them, and those were two of the flavors in that series.
Space?
Yeah, both of those do have to do space. I like. Is it space .. jam? Is that what it was?
Why not? Yeah.
Space, the final frontier. You just keep adding words, hoping that it goes off. No, it was what was not the timeless Jordan classic Space Jam. It was blast offs.
Oh.
Yeah. Now you're like, oh yeah, the blast offs from my childhood. Adam.
One incredibly unique, though non-recommended flavor of Kool-Aid was that served by Jim Jones at the now infamous Jonestown Massacre, which gave us the phrase, drinking the Kool-Aid. It featured the flavored beverage mixed with cyanide, prescription medications, Valium, and Phenergan, and what chemical originally used as a sedative and hallucinogen?
I'm trying to guess the chemical.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, it probably
was originally used as a sedative and a hallucinogen. It's one of the things he mixed into the Kool-Aid to kill all his followers.
Actually,
or what we like to call how we make punch on the weekend.
I'm embarrassed. I don't know this chemical.
Right. Like, I mean, I need to find out what this chemical is. Sounds useful. I bet they know in North Korea.
Right. Sedative? Yeah, I don't know. What is it? And hallucinogen? Yeah, I have no idea. Valium? I don't know.
Chloral hydrate.
Oh.
Oh, now that you
also
say
what
it.
you use to make a Mickey.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I did not know that either until I looked that up on Wikipedia.
That is mainly
and
because
now I'm sure. And now between looking up Kool-Aid, Jim Jones, cyanide, chloral hydrate, and Mickey's, I'm pretty sure my job IT department is going to have some questions for me when I come into work tomorrow.
Random drug test. Not so random.
Oddly enough, the reason I didn't know that is what you use to make Mickey's is because I don't drug women. Strangely enough. Yeah. Good job, Keith. High five.
Right.
You win one this time.
So what you're saying is that you're in no danger of becoming a political prisoner.
Right. Yeah, it seems like I'll be okay. All right. Last but not least, you got one shot left. I know it's been a little rough for you, but that's okay. We got one more. You just need one. All right? Please, God, just get one right. While there have been other Kool-Aid flavors that changed colors, what flavor featuring a magician octopus on the package went down in the history books as being the first advertised color-changing Kool-Aid?
What am I guessing? The color of it?
No. What was the name of it?
Oh, the nut. I don't know.
You don't know? All right. What was the color of it?
Black.
Oh God! Jeez, can you imagine what your child's teeth would look like after that? Oh my God! They would look like one of those deer. Like it would
what's that?
It would be horrible.
One of those deer after it ate a package of Oreos.
Right? Give me more Kool-Aid. You're like, no, kid. Jesus.
What's that reptile that changes colors?
Chameleon.
Yeah, that's
Chameleon?
my guess.
So it was an octopus. On the, yeah. So it changed to blue. Blue was the color it changed into, and it was called the Great Blue Dini. Yeah,
That's a good name.
Yeah. So unfortunately, you have not won our game of Please God
No.
Just Get One Right. That's
No.
okay.
God let me down again.
You will join the masses because most people don't, and that's fine. It's more for fun than anything. But what you do get to do is seek your revenge. First of all, don't forget, you can go up to alchemicalrecords.com, send Daniel Hill an email, and let him know
going to.
that he is a motherfucker for making this category Kool-Aid flavors. Adam will be joining you because he was really angry about it. I had no problems. I don't know what Adam was running into.
I looked up Kool-Aid trivia. I looked up Kool-Aid Wikipedia, and I just could not find much except for Jim Jones. So.
I literally just wrote obscure Kool-Aid flavors in Google. And I was like, everything's
that's what I did wrong. I forgot the obscure part.
Right, because you're not going to just do cherry. Like, what Kool-Aid flavor barely tastes like cherries? Is it cherry? No. All right, so now what you have to do is take all of that frustration. Don't forget to send that email. And then we need a new category for next week's guests. Name us a category that they need to try and get 1 out of 6 questions right about.
Service industry.
The service industry. All right. That's very big. Very broad.
That's extremely.
Are you involved in the service industry?
No, well, am I? Actually, yeah, I kind of am.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What is it that you do that's service related? Play
I-
music.
My
Put porn on your garage.
garages. No. I'm actually a licensed embalmer.
What? That's
Yeah.
awesome. All right. I'm not your manager.
Why did you lead with that?
But Tristan, we need to talk. When we ask you for stories and you say we're going to talk about a venue, what you should say is I'm a fucking embalmer and I can make people into puppets. And then we've got somewhere to go. Tristan, you're not writing this down. For God's sakes, you've had time to get pen and paper. Oh, Jesus. Sorry again. All right. So we're going with
Would someone guess that's service industry?
I want to know why you didn't pick a category of embalming. For
I
God's
probably
sake.
should have. I could have.
You
huh?
went with service industry, and you could have said embalming.
I could have.
All right, service industry it is.
No take back.
No take backs. I hope your career goes south from here. You're making our show terrible when you could make it awesome, Tristan.
It goes with the record though. Service industry.
It's actually not so
40
bad. It's actually not so bad, Keith, because when we went on tour, all the places south of here were better anyways. So
Right. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
So you know what? I do hope your career goes south because it's great down in the
It's
south.
way better down there. All right, so service industry next week. You can listen for 6 questions dealing with the wild world of the service industry. Thanks, Tristan. Oh, God, I can feel the pain now.
Your Google results are going to be amazing.
The
Just
service
wait.
industry.
Just wait. Just wait.
It's going to just be just 10 billion pages about nothing. Like, do you like ketchup? Because that's part of the service industry. Yeah, I do. Awesome. Where do I hit the jar to make the ketchup come out? All right. So let's find out a little bit more about you since you're hiding things from us. This is a segment we call Near and Far.
That's what it's all
That's
about.
what it's all about.
You understand?
You understand. We've got 2 stories from you, neither of which is about embalming because you're a son of a bitch.
I can probably throw it in.
So first, you had a solar powered concert.
Yes.
So tell us about this. I don't think that happens very often.
No. Yeah. I mean, there's this cool space in DC right now.
Uh-huh.
It's in Trinidad, the neighborhood, and it's completely off the grid. Like there's no address.
Can we talk about how people in DC think that DC has different areas and everyone else outside of DC just calls it DC?
That's true.
Because you're like in the Trinidad like neighborhood. I'm like, is that near a monument or not near a monument?
No, not near.
Okay, that's how we do it. Everyone listening, we know two places.
If you actually want to get Trinidad used to be like a neighborhood where it was like
Yeah, that's true. There's three neighborhoods in DC. There's monuments and museums.
Yeah.
Not monuments and museums and places you don't go if you're white.
Right.
That's the three neighborhoods. And everyone outside of DC knows that. And then you guys come out of DC and say things like the Shaw. And I'm like, what? That's not the Shaw.
Well, I guess it's kind of by like metro stations too. A lot.
I guess that's fair. Yeah. All right. So this venue is down in a place that doesn't exist. And what is it that makes it special? You said it's off the grid, right?
Yeah, it's off the grid. So like there's no like Pepco or anything like that.
Wow.
Solar powered, which is also charges batteries.
Okay. Yeah.
And
that makes sense.
like worst case scenario, I think they kind of like plugs they can get from other people or something. But like
they steal it from their neighbor. They just run an extension cord.
And he collects rainwater as well.
Yeah. Okay.
So like the toilet and all that is from rainwater.
Oh,
Like
that's
the
pretty
sink
cool.
and
That
everything.
seems harder in the city. Like when people say like I'm off the grid and I see like on the Discovery Channel, there's somebody in like Alaska who's off the grid. I'm like, of course you're off the grid. The grid's nowhere near you. So you have to be off the grid.
Yeah, it kind of goes with it. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
That particular part of the graph paper just starts to become dots. Right. And so, but when you're in DC, that seems harder because in DC, the grid's all around you. It's super easy to just be on the grid. Why? You know, so that's really interesting that they've chosen to go off the grid in the grid.
Mm-hmm.
And so did it change anything about the performance itself? Like, did you notice it? Anything different?
That's actually what's probably the coolest about it is now.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
like I mean, there was like certain things like where they're like, just be careful. Like if you're going to plug up like a bajillion things, like that might not work.
We have to put the spotlights back in the van, guys.
Right. Yeah. Can't roll in with club size strobes and whatever.
Yeah.
But still, it was.
Well, we have about a minute left. You also said you had a story about the tour that never ends. So what happened with this tour? This was a previous band.
Yes.
Probably part of the reason why you're solo now.
Correct. When you're in a group and everyone is strung out on drugs.
Or deer.
Meth deer.
Right.
Mad cow.
You were touring North Korea. That makes it a little trickier because it's always difficult anyway.
Right.
Just people in a van. And then the drugs make it a little bit more volatile.
And every place you go, somebody goes, we need a methadone clinic.
Oh, jeez. So they're all like, we'd love to go to the show, but we're really feeling shitty right now.
Something's more important.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when this group is 8 people.
Oh, wow.
Eventually, by the end, I think in Michigan somewhere, there's 3 left.
No. Who was left? What instruments
Me and 2
were
other
left?
people.
What were the instruments left?
Well, it was like a noise band. So I actually like played guitar kind of.
Okay.
And then like
noisy guitar.
And 2 like people that just turn knobs.
It kind of still works though, then, right?
Yeah.
Well, we're out of time. Did you have a good time?
Yes.
We did too. Thanks for joining us. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is the end. Opportunity. We miss you. But you still have the opportunity to like our posts and follow us and retweet us and share the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. We cannot do this without you. Also, don't forget to review us on Facebook, iTunes, and Google Play. If you're an artist, musician, or culture creator in the DC area, we want you to be on our show. Email us at booking@anotherwastedhour. Don't forget, Tristan Welch will be releasing his album on February 22nd. He'll also be playing live Saturday, February 23rd at Mobius Records at Fairfax, Virginia. Go up to facebook.com/Tristan Welch VA. to hear more about that. Thanks to Adam, Kevin Eminger, McNally 22, Justin Rogers, Big Metal Records, Big Metal Studios, and now Chemical Records. Most of all, thanks to Tristan Welch for wasting a perfectly good hour with us. This has been another wasted hour, and if you just realized that, don't blame us. We warned you.